Hey everyone. So at the time of this recording, it's already about 2 weeks away from Labor Day weekend. We're kind of in the last quarter per se of our salmon fishing season on Lake Ontario. There's still probably a good solid month left of fishing, but this time of the year, we call it the stager season. For those that may not know what that means, it's when we're targeting the mature salmon that are hanging out near the harbor mouths or the river mouths where they've either been hatched or stocked. These fish are going to be anywhere from right in close to the mouths out to about 80 to 100 feet or so. Different waves of fish will come and go throughout the next month or so, depending on um, the wind and the water temps, rain will all dictate the migratory patterns of these fish. There's going to be a mix of fish. Some are going to be fairly silver still, while many will be starting to darken up pretty good as they prepare for their spawning run. While you can use a lot of the same tackle and techniques as we do throughout the summer to target these fish at this time, there are a few things that you can do differently to catch these fish. Some of them that are getting a little negative, a little moody. They're not all actively feeding on the bait like they are for most of the season. Some are, but some you really have to trigger a aggressive response from. So a few things that we do to trigger some bites from them. We still use a lot of our downriggers, our divers, short copper or lead core lines at different times. An old school way that used to be pretty popular. It's still used a little bit. Some of the guys that I fish with, we use it occasionally too. It's called a thumper rig. So what it entails is using like a three-way swivel rig, similar to what you would use kind of when you're steelhead fishing in the wintertime. And it's got a dropper line, 12 to 18 inches of a 30-pound mono or fluoro will do. And this is a 1 pound ball weight here. In shallower, maybe you could use 8 or 10 ounces, but a 16-ounce 1 pound ball is kind of standard. And the way we fish it is we let out enough line so that it's just occasionally tapping bottom behind the boat. Usually works pretty good in like 25 to 50 foot of water. I don't normally use it when we're deeper than that, but I guess you could use it. Works really good during the daytime when maybe the boat traffic's dispersed and you're trying to target a bite from those kings that are hugging on bottom. So the weight, it pounds through the water, and then anywhere from 6 to 8 feet back, you've got a leader with maybe 30-pound fluoro or mono to, you can have a flasher fly or a flasher meat rig or a plug behind it, maybe a spoon. I've never really tried a spoon behind it. You can fish it with mono, braid, or wire. We've always done well with braid or wire with it. And you have to manage it. You just want it to be tapping bottom every 5 or 10 seconds or so. And we fish it in the chute behind the back of the boat. So just an old method that can still work for you. You can still try using a diver, setting one of your dipsy divers so it's just occasionally tapping bottom too. It's one of those things you have to manage, keep an eye on, that your rigs stay clean without collecting moss or zebra mussels. But it can work as well midday when the early morning bite kind of tapers off. So another bait that we use a little more during this time of year, we use plugs in and out throughout the season. Your old limans will definitely work. They have an erratic action to them. They come in some whole bunch of different colors, and they'll certainly work. This is one of the newer plastic limans. Got a rattle in it, maybe a little nicer in the dirtier water. There's other brand plugs out there. Salmon Candy has some. Dreamweaver's got their Captain's Choice plugs, which work well too. A lot of your standard meat rigs and flash or fly rigs will also work. This is the time of year where we start to use some different colors, maybe less natural colors, because you're just trying to get a response from the fish that maybe aren't necessarily feeding, but you're just trying to tick them off and agitate them. You can still use a lot of your same colored flies, but sometimes using a contrasting flasher can work. This is a Coho Fire Dot 8-inch spin doctor. It'll work well with a lot of your standard flies. I've done well with it with a Atomic Screamer Glow fly. Some of your other standard colors will work too, like a 41 Ultra Green Glow, or a Big Fin bee fly when the sun is up is always a good one. The Hog Wild Spin Doctor is also one of those kind of silly colors that will also work. Spoons, we don't use a lot of spoons maybe when we're targeting the stagers, but another old classic is the big urns. So this is the Golden Retriever pattern, another one of those kind of odd colors that really starts to work well in the fall. 5 of diamonds, another different one there. A lot of orange and copper and gold patterns seem to work. For our meat rigs, you can still use the same rigs. Nothing beats a plain white glow rig, under low light conditions, behind a white flasher. But some other flasher colors that work really well, again, Golden Retriever or Golden Warrior, depending on the brand. This is a Hotspot. Cherokee Kingfisher's in that pattern too. During the daytime, I've done real well with this Mountain Dew Hotspot with the Atomic Steel Gator rig. Seems to work really well. I like those kind of gold and green flashy Twinkie flies on it. You can always a good time to experiment with some homemade stuff as well. I recently found this fire red Dodger in the garage. Put some nice reflective gold tape on it, so we're going to give that a try very soon too. Something else you can try with your meat rigs as well is maybe try an artificial herring strip. These are the King strips from Deep Rig Tackle. A couple advantages to using an artificial strip is they have the aluminum spine inside of them, so that you can tune them to whatever speed that works best for you. Many of them glow in the dark, so they're good to use during the low light periods. And they're pretty durable. You can catch multiple fish on them as well. So load them up with some herring oil to go with it, and it's a pretty good combination. So we got another good month or so left of targeting the mature salmon on Lake Ontario. Just that time of the year. So if you got any questions about any of this, you can always reach out to us at the store or on our various platforms. We're always happy to help. All right, good luck out there.